2nd through April the 8th. This is a general reading, guys. If you would like a personal reading, the information is below, or there are links on the video either before or after. This is for your sun, moon and rising. You'll also find links to the other videos below to check out your sun, moon and rising, so you can get a full picture of what's going on. Thank you guys for liking, for sharing, for commenting. I read every comment, and for subscribing if you haven't already. I'm really excited. I'm nearly at 3,000. So let's make that happen, shall we, this week? Thank you so much. And I've started a Patreon page. Please check out my Patreon page. It's another way to support me if you like. And without, I just wanted to mention there's more going on in the middle of the month astrologically, but okay, so astrologically we have Mars conjunct Saturn at 8 degrees of Capricorn. Now that goes exact on the 2nd. Mars is the planet of, it's known as the man of war, right? So it can be very combative, but it's very forging forward. It's like rushing in. It's like the knight, right? Rushing in. And Saturn is like, hold up, stop. And people are kind of afraid of Saturn because it's known as the, planet of accidents and the planet of lessons, right? That's because it's trying to slow you down, and it's always for the better. So where you have that urge to rush in, Saturn's like, oh, no, don't. Now, if you can work those energies together, right, get up and go. And of course, Saturn is in Capricorn. So Capricorn has the tenacity and the determination to carry things through. So, this could really work for you. Long-term plans. That's what you need to make this week, is long-term plans. Like really see the end game and, down the line, and make those plans. This is a perfect time because then you can take steps to get there. And this energy will really help you. So darling, let's co-create. Let's work with these energies. So without further ado, let's go to your cards. Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for April the 2nd through April the 8th. And the first card that comes up for you guys is the Knight of Wands. Now he rushes in, he's like the knight on shining armor. He comes in really fast, and this to me is representing Mars right now. It's like impetuous, it's impulsive, it's like you've got to, it's about focus, it's about being careful when you rush into something. Don't just rush in willy-nilly, as they say. You've got to move forward. This is about thinking on your feet, right? Things are happening. There's a lot of energy this week. It's going fast. It is about thinking on your feet. Now, he's very chivalrous and, the gentleman. He goes in and he rescues every damsel in distress. But he doesn't stick around long. He's like flitting around. He's busy. He's like moving on. And clarifying it, you've got the Chariot, right? The Chariot is, look, it's been a difficult journey, right? But things are really moving fast, and you have to focus, because the Chariot driver has this opposing forces, right? And this driver has to be really focused on the present moment. Because if he takes his eye off the ball, then, or the Chariot, if he loses concentration for a moment, he could, everything could go upside down. So this is saying, this is a triumphant end, right? That's what this is. This is saying it's been a difficult journey, but if you're focused and you're determined and you keep going, right, you have the tenacity, things are going to turn out great for you. And yes, they are, because you've got the Six of Wands. Public recognition. This is great. This is a celebration of something that's come to fruition. Something that's come to an end. It can be a project, it can be a job, it could be, I don't know, it could be whatever this is for you. This is a time to celebrate. It's that feeling of celebration. And listen, this could be like your boss telling you that you have done a really good job. You know, it could be your children appreciating you. This is like, or it could be your husband or your wife appreciating you. This is about public recognition. It's not an intimate someone saying how much they love you. It's somebody proclaiming how much they appreciate you and value you. Right? Now, this could be, you know, an award ceremony with applause, but it could be as small as being at home in front of all the family and someone really saying how wonderful you are and how much you mean to them and how valuable you are in the world. So this is a beautiful feeling. And look, you've got the messenger of water clarifying it. This is an emotional, wonderful feeling message. This is like love coming in. And not necessarily like romantic love, although it can be romantic love, but it's definitely a public recognition of how valuable you are. That's what I'm getting for you. And then we have these two cards that have came in, that dropped in. And one is the Five of Pentacles, right? This is... And the next one is the Six of Swords, right? So this is, the Five of Pentacles is where you're feeling, where do you feel this lack? You're feeling a lack of something. You're definitely feeling deprived in some area of your life, probably financial, that has made you, you've probably made a decision purely based on the financial aspect of it. And look, you've got the Six of Water. It's like, I feel that you're kind of done with that, and you're recognizing that that's not a good basis to make a decision on, because you don't have a lack, but this is projecting that you could have the lack. It's not believing that your coffer, if you will be replenished. So this is not a good place to be. It's not realistic. Usually it's very kind of in your head. It's what you believe might happen down the road. Well, I feel that you're kind of over that and you're ready to move on. Now, you've had a fear of moving on. Now, I feel that I feel like you're letting go of this belief system, because I feel that it's held you back in some way. So I feel that you're at that point where you're like, I've got to move on from this. And it could be, you know, maybe you've got too many clients if you're self-employed. Maybe you've got two jobs, you've got to let go of one. Maybe, you know, whatever this is for you, maybe it's a job that you've taken that's you're doing it for the money and you're really not happy, but I have a feeling that you're moving on. You're taking that leap of faith and you're going in that boat and you're going into the unknown, which is fear-based. It's kind of frightening to go into the unknown. And I feel that this, clarifying it as the Five of Air, I feel that this has been a source of conflict in your family, or perhaps this is causing the conflict. I feel it's at work for some of you, definitely. So I feel that there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of conflict, because you're doing things for the money and you shouldn't be doing things for the money, and it's causing you it's causing drama in your life that you don't need to have. And so you're getting ready to get into this boat and just you're sailing on from this way, and you've got really good cards, Scorpio. You really don't be in fear of not having enough. That's your big message. You've had a difficult road. I understand. This is just keep going, keep moving forward. There are greener pastures for you. Don't do things for the money. it just causes conflict. It causes conflict at home. It causes conflict. You know, it's hard for you to be present. You're constantly thinking about that, it's almost like everything's overwhelming because you're choosing that. Scorpio, thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. To inquire about or purchase any of Mary's services, please email mary@liveinthesolution.com.